Okay, we're live. Thanks to everyone who's joining my second live stream. And even if you don't join it, you're going to be able to rewatch it and learn about me and my YouTube love story with Darren, the dog guy. All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. You can join in on the discussion by chatting and asking any questions that you have for the live stream, but I am pretty much going to go through story time with you. This is Sarah with Your Ideal Self, and a little bit about me and my channel. So I started Your Ideal Self before the pandemic, but I didn't call it Your Ideal Self till during the pandemic, and I pretty much create videos about how you can be your ideal self. And I try not to limit that to any kind of perfect image. It is just what you consider to be idealistic in whatever way you want to be. So I do videos about like emotional control, about like how to unconventionally stay sane, things of that nature, kind of fun things that I think of and want to share with you guys. So it's a journey for both you and for me when I go through Your Ideal Self. Now, this is going to be about 15-20 minutes. I'll keep it kind of short, maybe less, who knows. But this is a YouTube love story, and this began last September, October. So even though I started my channel before the pandemic, like back the year before, 2019, back in 2019, faithful 2019, that didn't do us any wrong. Started it back in 2019. And it was just a meditation channel. But then once it was pretty much when the pandemic started that I wanted to be more active on it, and I wanted to add videos of myself rather than me just giving meditations. So that's when I started putting a lot more effort into YouTube. I changed my name from Sarah Wallace to Your Ideal Self and put out more videos. And before I go into exactly how I met my husband, you do need to know about his channel. So his channel is totally not related to me at all. It's about dogs, and my channel is not at all about dogs yet somehow. It's not like we were both these self-improvement people and we found each other. No. But I'm going to tell you my story. But first, before I go into that, we're going to hear from my husband, who used to live. So I lived in Michigan. He lived in Missouri. Now I live in Missouri. So we surpassed the boundaries of time and space. All right. Well, I wonder where he is, but if he could do a brief introduction of his channel, that would be great. Just give yourself 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Dog Guy Darren, Mr. Henderson to Mrs. Henderson, and this is my sweet wife. Anyway, my channel is about dogs and cats and guinea pigs and any kind of pets. I have a dog walking and pet sitting business, and so I feature some of my clients and also some information about dogs and dog training tips and things like that. So check it out if you like dogs and stuff.
He has a live stream coming up within an hour.
Noon Central Standard Time.
Yeah, because we're in it together. We push each other on the YouTube thing, and that's why Sundays are live stream days for the moment, maybe like every other week. But
she's the cute one and the small.
And he's the funny one, and the one who will keep his hair forever. Okay, so that is the person, and yes, now I live in Missouri. So how did this happen? So Sarah from Your Ideal Self was just living her life in Michigan, doing her thing, and then now she has flipped her world upside down because Sarah is continuously getting to her ideal self, and part of her journey was moving to Missouri and being with Dog Guy Darren, also known as Dare Bear. So how did it happen? All right, so I started focusing on my channel a lot more during the pandemic. I think the pandemic was a good thing for me in terms of realizing my full potential, my ideal self, yada, yada. So I started focusing more on the channel. I was looking up, I bought this audiobook about how you got to comment on other people's channels to get more people interested in your channel, etc. So I started trying to build my channel. So I went to all these YouTube gurus or people who are trying to give advice about YouTube. I watch their YouTube videos, like how can you get more subscribers, or how can you get more views, or yada, 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 all those things. And so I was commenting on some of those videos. So one of them that I commented on was just, someone was talking about their analytics, like you have to look at your YouTube analytics in your YouTube studio to get more people to see what they like. And then smart ass Sarah was like, so how can you get more viewers how can you use your analytics to get more viewers if you don't have any viewers? And then dog guy Darren, back in some land in Missouri, found my comment and he said, wow, you're so right, I agree. And then he saw, back then I was just Sarah Wallace, not your ideal self, but he clicked on that. Maybe I was your ideal self. I think I was. And then, so he clicked on me and he saw my stuff and then he started watching my videos and he was pretty interested in this your ideal self woman over the internet. And he started, commenting on some of my stuff. He kind of, wanted to know about me, like, oh, I wonder how old she is. I wonder if she's single, etc., etc. So he commented on my stuff and he was a new YouTuber and he was getting, also on his journey. So he had started his YouTube journey because of the pandemic. Like you heard in his introduction, he is a dog pet sitting owner, owns a company where he walks dogs. And obviously during the pandemic, that was not people dropped off their service. People didn't want their dogs walked. They weren't going on vacation. So he started up with YouTube. So our worlds collided. Yay. So he was asking me for advice. He's like, well, I use this app on my phone. So he video edits on his phone and he was telling me all about that. Or this is what I use for my thumbnails. And I was like, well, this is what I use for my thumbnails. This is all in the YouTube chat and we're just friendly. And I didn't think anything of him. He was just some dog guy in some other land. I don't know. He was just living his life elsewhere. And I was like, well, he's a cool YouTube buddy, whatever. And then, well, one time he gave me a mention of, like, we were talking so much, and then he mentioned my channel on one of his videos, and I was like, oh my, he mentioned my channel. And then you got to reciprocate. So then I was like, let me mention him on my channel. And then he ended up finding me. He found my website in which he found my email address. So we're getting more serious here. So then he found my email address and then he sent me a message about, I think it was just talking about, I had asked him like, what is your goal? And he said that he wants to, after he sells or does whatever with his dog sitting business, he wants to travel the country and, well, first downsize, travel the country in a van. So I asked him about that. So we were just having casual conversation, which moved from YouTube to the email. Getting a little more intimate here. So we moved to email. And then, we're going back and forth. We're starting to, talk about, no one viewed my last video. That makes me sad. And we're empathizing with each other, starting to empathize, And then we went to the phone. We went to phone. So I had a video that I was going to do about politics, and I was kind of scared to venture into that. And then we were talking about that topic, and he said, well, if you want to talk about it, we could have a chat. And I was like, well, I suppose we can. So then we had a phone call, and then, okay, I didn't exactly feel that much then, but he did. But it happened soon after that. Had a phone call. We're deeply connected through our phone call. And then we keep talking, but then it moves from phone call to text messages. So after that call, he starts texting me like, I got this chick's number, so I'm going to text her. And that's when we couldn't stop messaging each other, and it went from YouTube and us talking all about YouTube, and it went to us talking about more personal things like music and what you want to do in your future and what are your future plans. What else did we talk about, honey?
Music? Did we talk about music?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh.
We just started exploring a lot of different topics by text. And then from there, remember, he's in Missouri.
It's not that I'm not paying attention, but I'm working on YouTube stuff.
Okay.
I'm promoting.
He's promoting. So then, let's see what happened. Yeah, so then he's like, wow, I feel something for this chick. I think I need to meet this person in person. Now remember, he's in Missouri.
Writing. We talked about writing.
Oh, and we talked about writing and how our values. Okay, I'm backtracking about the things we talked about, which included like things that we aligned in our values. We both like the idea of being like gig people and not working a 9-to-5 job, and we were empowered by that. We talked about being minimalists and how we want to downsize and not be tied down to our things. So we talked about all these. We started texting like nonstop about this. So Darren said, I got to see you. I got to see you. Now remember, he's in Missouri and I'm in Michigan. So he drove to Michigan in a day or 2 days, but he drove to Michigan. Yeah. And you know how long that drive is? It's 11 hours. 11 hours, people. So this guy also happens to be really romantic. And then when he came, I wrote him a letter and he wrote me something about Bruce Springsteen. So that happened. He came.
I gave you the CDs and wrote you about every song on the CD.
Let me clarify. He burned some CDs with some Bruce Springsteen songs that he thought I would love. And he wrote me about each of the songs, just to be clear about how romantic he is. And then I wrote him a letter.
And you made me cookies.
And I made him cookies. So we met each other, and then we kind of realized that maybe we should be together. So we kept talking and yada yada. And then next was on me to visit him. And then so I visited him for a few days in Missouri. And it's kind of from there, like, obviously I wasn't married when I got with him, and now I'm married. So I'm also like a very spontaneous, you could say spontaneous or impulsive. I like the word spontaneous. It has a positive connotation rather than impulsive. So we were both spontaneous, and we decided to, get married shortly after.
You asked me.
Yep, I asked him. He had talked about the idea of throwing it around, but then I made it go a little farther than that. So yes, the rest is not totally history. Yeah, we're still making history. We'll see. So that's pretty much our love story, but I have more details. But does anyone have any questions about the love story portion of this thing? Does anyone have any questions about how we got together or anything? Because you can put them in the comments and I'll answer whatever you have. Or this will just be a video and not have many questions. But it's story time, so makes sense.
They can comment later if they watch this at a later time.
Yes.
And ask questions.
Thank you.
That you can maybe cover in your next live stream.
Thank you, dear Dare Bear. If you have any questions that you're watching after the live stream, you can put it in the comments and I'll be happy to do like another live stream about it. Like, I don't know what about this or anything else, or how I moved to Missouri. I also left my job. So you could ask me about that if you are curious about that. How I left my job. And so in my time in Missouri, I've been getting settled, and I'll answer that in a second. I'm getting settled, and also I've created a new channel with this guy, Dog Guy Darren. We have a merged channel, and if you decide to subscribe to this channel, you will see that it's a much different flavor than either of our channels separately. So in my channel, I am more proper and I'm more giving information and giving insights. But of course, there are multiple dimensions to everybody in this earth. So in this other channel, I am my goofy, childlike self. You can see that there. I have a lot of fun doing that. And my husband brings the best out of me, including that childlike, free-spirited self. And Dog Guy Darren asks, when will you be live again? Well, I think in 2 weeks, because that is probably got to be the new schedule. Every 2 weeks, go live on Sunday. Sunday is live stream day, everybody. So you just think about Sarah from Your Ideal Self and Dog Guy Darren and think Sunday live stream. They go together. Like shabba laba laba. Okay. They go together. And that's really it. Also, I don't know. I don't make, if you guys know, I don't make any money off of this because I'm not a big enough YouTuber. I don't have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. So I don't make any money. I'm just doing this because this is what I want to do and I have fun and build up some people and all that. But if you did want to support me in some other way, in some monetary way, you can do one of two things. You can share this video or my channel or anything related to me to a friend, or two, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/youridealself, and I'll put that link below. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy this playback, and you have been, I would say, wonderful, but it's been a good time. All right, bye everyone. See you in a couple Sundays.